Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's Egal on EGTV, and we're going to be talking about today the West Brom versus Arsenal preview. We're going to be getting into the game. We're going to be discussing everything about the game, everything. We're going to break it down. And you know what? Just before we get started, let's cue that intros, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what it is. EGTV. Bang. And also, don't forget, Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope you guys have a happy New Year. And you know what? Let's get the new year started the right way, because 2020 has been one hell of a year for everybody. But yeah, let's get it banging, people. Yes, people. Yes, and today we're going to be discussing the West Brom versus Arsenal game. We're going to be getting into a preview. We're going to do a quick preview, just discuss the game, everything around the parameters of the game. There's been a lot of stuff going on with people, teams having to stop the games due to scares of the illness, and we don't want to really get into it. But you know what? We're going to be talking about this game and what's going on, everybody. So yes, first things first, let's get into it. So Arsenal will be facing West Brom at the Hawthorns on Saturday at 8 o'clock. And today we're going to be doing the preview, getting into the team, what we want the team to be, the team lineup, how we think we should line up, how we think we might line up, how everybody just wants this game to go. Because we won 2 games on the bounce. That's great news for us. I'm loving the fact that we've won 2 games on the bounce. Honestly, who wouldn't be? All Arsenal fans are probably happy right now after 2 wins on the bounce. And now it's just time to move on, keep that energy going, keep the good energy going, keep the positive everything just ticking and moving on over into the new year. It was great to get 2 wins at the end of the year. Now let's keep it moving onto the new year and keep it moving. Because remember 2020, we started the year undefeated, the only team in Europe undefeated, and then we ended it falling down a cliff. So we don't want that to happen again. Hopefully we can keep it moving. Hopefully it can be positive. And you know what? I'm just gonna be very happy if we can keep it going today. But first, let's just get into the stats and everything about everything around the game. So you guys already know we're going to be facing West Bromwich Albion. Last time we faced them before they got relegated, I think we actually around this time of the year we actually lost to them. I think it was New Year's Eve we lost to West Brom the last time we faced them around this time of the year, and that was Craig Dawson actually got I think Callum Chambers gave away a penalty that game that ended up making us lose that game. Or did we draw? I forget. But hey, all I remember from recent history of facing West Brom, when we face them at home, we do quite well. When we face them away, we do quite bad. And especially with the Tony Pulis West Brom, those guys used to piss me the hell off. They used to piss me off facing those West Brom teams with Tony Pulis's and of the world and all those guys just giving us problems week in, week out. Those guys were stressed. But this team that we're going to be facing, this West Brom team that we're going to be facing, Sam Allardyce's West Brom team, especially with Sam Allardyce, he has spoken a lot. He's been talking a lot of shit about Arsenal, about how we are in a relegation fight and how he thinks he can get something out of us and how he feels like this is that and how Arsenal shit, this is that. You know what? I don't rate Sam Allardyce. I genuinely despise Sam Allardyce. I don't like that man at all. I genuinely feel like Sam Allardyce is probably one of the most, he gets me the most triggered out of all the managers in Europe, in the Premier League, because he thinks he's this great manager. I just despise Sam Allardyce. The way I despise him is actually shocking. I just despise Sam Allardyce. I don't like him at all. I think he's a terrible person. When it comes to, I think he's a terrible manager, and he just talks a lot of stuff to stay relevant. He's almost like a content creator in the sense that he tries to create viral moments more than he does try to win games. I just don't rate him as a manager. I get he was a great manager back in the day when he was with Bolton, but nah, not for me. Not for me, ladies and gentlemen, not for me. I just don't rate Sam Allardyce. Now let's get into this preview. So the last couple times we faced them, we drawn once, we lost twice, and we beat them 3 times. So that's the history with. That's a little bit of our small history against them. Let's go to our head-to-head, see what it is. I'm pretty sure I remember some of these games. So yeah, so it was a 1-1 draw at away. And then we also had the 2-0 win back in 17. We had the 3-1 loss in February. Yeah. And this was, it was a draw. That was the game that Colin Chambers gave the penalty away. It was a 1-1 draw. And then before that, we won 2 games on the bounce in 2016 and we lost 1 in 2015. So our previous 6 games, there you go. You can see Arsenal had what do you call it? 8 goals to their 6. We've won 3 of them. We lost 2 of them and we drew 1. Our last game that we played at the Hawthorns, we drew, and that was on New Year's Eve. So hopefully it doesn't go the same way as that game, because we need all 3 points this game. We can't risk having less than all 3 points, in my opinion. We have to have all 3 points in this game. If you don't have all 3 points in this game, it's going to be a disaster, in my opinion. Absolute disaster if you don't have all 3 points. Now, why is this not showing up? Okay, so now injuries in this game. What we have for injuries for this game is we have Bukayo Saka is picked up a knock. Gabriel could be still out due to COVID. Willian and David Luiz are doubtful, and they should not come back, in my opinion. They should still stay out of the team. And then you got Thomas Partey is still out, obviously. So hopefully Thomas Partey comes back sooner than later. I would love to see him back in the team sooner than later, but unfortunately he's just not fit, and he's not going to be coming back into the team anytime soon. So I understand that Thomas Partey needs to get fit. Hopefully in the new year we can see him fit and ready to go. As of right now, he's just not ready, and he's not going to be playing. He's not going to be playing for us anytime soon. So I've just keep my reservations about it. I'm not going to get stressed. I understand that these players are going to, when they're ready, they're going to come back and they're going to come firing. And I'm not worried about Thomas Partey being a flop. Like other people talking about Thomas Partey being a flop, I feel like that's very, 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 very early to be saying such a thing like that. To me, that's ridiculous to call Thomas Partey a flop. Like, do you not realize this guy is one of the best one of the best midfielders, that we've had at this club in a long time. He's just been unlucky with injuries, and you know what? That could be part of why some people are harshly criticizing him. But of course, I think it's still too early to be getting on his back, criticizing him heavily, and saying he's a flop. It's just not right. It doesn't sit right with me. I don't know about you guys, but it just does not sit right with me. So yeah, now let's get into the team lineup. What lineup I would like to see versus what lineup I would like to see. So I'm going to get right into the lineup. So the lineup that I would like to see versus West Brom is, obviously we have no other goalkeeper but Bernd Leno. So we have to pick Bernd Leno. Bernd Leno has not been bad, actually. You know what? Put some respect on Bernd Leno's name, because in my opinion, he's been one of the better goalkeepers that we've had in the Premier League era. Like, we've had Szczesny, we've had Flapianski, we have Almunia, we have Czech, Ospina, and you know what? Leno, as a pure shot stopper, he has been legit. Like, he has saved us. He has not let us down as much as people. Yes, his distribution is not great, but don't disrespect him and say he's a bad keeper. This man's a good keeper, and you know what? I rate him highly, and I feel like he's been good for us this season, and we can't get too much on his back. I feel like getting too much on his back is kind of ridiculous. Samuel, what's good?
What's going on, bro? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, man. Yeah, man, I just decided to do this preview now, get it over with. And next we got Bellerin. Bellerin's not going to start, in my opinion. Cedric is not going to start, in my opinion. I would start Ainsley, but we all know Bellerin's going to start. So let's just talk about it. Bellerin, Hector Bellerin. Do you think he should start? Do you think he should play this game?
You know what? It's a 50-50 because West Brom are going to park the bus. So we need all the attacking help we need. But the thing is, you see against Brighton when the cross came in, and he just jumped onto the ground for no reason. Like, that worries me. We need someone who can play well on the counter, because Bellerin has no pace anymore. All his pace is gone. So I think I'll play Ainsley in this game, but I think Bellerin's going to play no matter what. I don't think Saka's going to play this game.
Okay. Now, next, I think Bellerin will play. I think it's just going to be Bellerin. There's no question about it, in my opinion. it's just Bellerin's going to start. We know it. Like, there's no debating from Arteta's point of view. He's just going to play Bellerin. Like, we would definitely not play Bellerin, but hey, he's just going to play Bellerin. And I don't think Bellerin's going to sit any games. Maybe Ainsley can get a shout, but do you think Ainsley will get a shout at this point?
I think, like, if we're holding on to a 1-0 lead, I think we'll change off Bellerin or someone else to bring in Ainsley for defensive help. I think Ainsley's like, when we're holding on to a game, I think Ainsley's that player now, just that extra man.
Okay. Now, next, what we're going to do is, since Bellerin's going to start, we know that we're going to go to center back pairing. If Gabriel's out, that means for me, no brainer, you're putting Pablo Mari in that left center back role.
He hasn't been that bad, I thought he was a flop already because he played one game. I think that game before lockdown, West Ham, I thought this guy was going to be crap. And then now he's come back after like 1 year since he signed him, and he finally gets his chance. He's been way better than Rob Holding, and he can't drop him because he's in good form. So Murray has to play.
Yeah. So Pablo Mari is going to be the one. Pablo Mari is going to be the one that's on the left. And since I don't think Rob Holding has put a foot wrong since the Villa game, I'm putting Rob Holding right back into the team. I don't know about you guys, but I'm putting Rob Holding right in the team. No question about it. He deserves to play, in my opinion. And I'm just putting him in the team. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we're fun on defenders. I think he's the only one that's going to start. So why change your winning formula, Why change something that you've won the past 2 games with a back line? So, yeah, Holding's going to play. When does March start? March starts in 3 months.
Oh, man. Now, talk about Rob Holding. He's played a lot of first team minutes this season. I generally feel like a lot of people he's been harshly judged, in my opinion, based on how he's performed. He's performed better than people say he has. Just because, of course, you're going to see the highlights of those moments. Those ugly moments against Aston Villa. People are blinded by those moments. The viral moments ruin your reputation by the masses, but it doesn't give you. It does. Yeah. They don't look at the actual in depth. He played our first 6 games, and he was integral to those games. When he missed games, and we went with David Luiz and Gabriel as a center back pairing, it didn't really work. When we went back to a back 3, he was integral to the back 3. So majority of the good stuff that happened this season, he was part of it. Also, some of the bad stuff that happened this season, he was a part of it. But I'm giving him, as much as I'm going to be cussing him when he's making mistakes, I have to give him praise when he does stuff well.
Yeah. The thing is, before the beginning of the season, I swear we were going to sell him to Newcastle. But then because we had injuries at centre-backs, he stayed. I think this is his last season. I think next summer and this January, tomorrow, which the transfer window opens, I think you will see a lot of Steadwood go and Arteta bring his players in. So I think this is the last season. But if he's playing like this good, we can get the value for him up. So it's a positive.
Yeah, okay. Now, moving on from Rob Holding, I think there is no question a lot of people owe Kieran Tierney an apology. Rival fans coming on here, making fun of Kieran Tierney, constantly saying, oh, Ben Chilwell is clear of Kieran Tierney. This guy's clear of Kieran Tierney. Luke Shaw is better than Kieran Tierney. Like, we had Kirsten come on the other day, say, yo, my bad, making fun of Kieran Tierney. I apologize. He's been playing left center back. We haven't been able to see the best of him. Now that he's playing left back, you're finally seeing the best of him.
The disrespect, man. I just love the hate is gonna hate, and this guy's been proving all of them wrong, We're the only ones that saw it, like, listen, he's not played in his original position, he's a left back, and now he's destroying Reece James, who apparently is the best right back in the Premier League, left Reece James on toast. That's my left back, Put some respect on his name.
There you go. Now, when it comes to Kieran Tierney, in my opinion, he is a future captain at this club. He is an absolute baller of a player, and a lot of people who make fun of him, cuss him, insult the fact that he hasn't been playing in his correct position, making fun of Arteta for playing him as a left center back, doing all these things. You don't understand how much of a mentality, how much of a good mentality this guy has. His work ethic is so crazy. He has people in training camp telling him that, oh, he needs to dial it down a little bit because he's so good. It's just ridiculous. I rate this guy so highly, and I can't speak all day about Kieran Tierney, but we have to talk about the rest of the team. Now midfield, to me, we have a situation with Danny Ceballos. He can't come back into this team.
Mm-mm. No, bro, the midfield against Brighton was so bad. You think we should go with Xhaka and Onani again? I mean,
I just, we can't play this guy.
but do you think he'll be better than Onani in the forward? Because Onani, every time he got the ball on Tuesday, this guy went backwards, backwards, backwards. You know, with negative football. Well, he can have that drive forwards. I'd rather play Joe Willock in midfield, but I would rather him start over Onani.
I just feel like send him back to Real Madrid. By the way, Said Kolasinac deal just went through.
Yeah, Arsenal just announced it, so that's one out of the Deadwood book.
Arsenal just announced it.
Yeah, he's gone on loan, but his contract expires in June, so that's the end of him.
Said Kolasinac has officially left Arsenal, guys. He will now be going back to Schalke, his original club. He'll be going back there.
This shows that free transfers can still be a waste of money.
100%, 100%. We thought we were getting ourselves a solid left back. We thought we were getting ourselves a guy who was Bundesliga Team of the Year. Next thing you know, he's now garbage and he's out of the door. And I'm happy he's out of the door. I didn't even know about him until he came. To be honest, when we started looking at it, he looked like he was a good player, but he never actually hit the ground running. He never did anything we expected him to do as a player. He just came in and he was underwhelming from the jump. Very underwhelming in my opinion. Zayn, what's good?
Hello.
I'm doing good. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Talk to us. We're talking about Said Kolasinac. He's leaving back to Schalke. He's going back to Schalke, to his home club. What do you think about that?
It's good for us because then it spaces funds up in a way, because you can see, I think we're paying, is it half of his wages still, or like percentage?
Yeah, we're gonna pay a percentage. Yeah,
it could give a chance to like probably one of the youngsters to come through, maybe like try get something like even Saliba. It might give him a chance, but there's talk of him going on a loan. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll soon see.
If you guys are not up to date, Arsenal have just officially announced that Said Kolasinac will be going back to Schalke, and that is the first move to a bunch of moves that are going to be going down. So number one, Said Kolasinac. Number two, we'll see. But as of right now, Said Kolasinac, just stop the team lineup for a second just to look at this. Said Kolasinac, while he's been here, he's played as a left wing back. He's played as a left back, and he's also played it as a left attacking. As I think one time we played him there, and we never seen him in any other. We've also seen him as a left center back. So those are the positions he's played, and he's played in a two as a center back once also in the Europa League. So in my opinion, he has been very bad. He's been a very bad signing. As you said, guys, a free signing is not always free. Sometimes there is a cost, and that cost is the detriment to the team. I feel like he's been one of those players like Mustafi, who you could name a couple games where he's cost us the game, such as the Spurs game last year. He cost us that game with one of his silly balls played back to Son, and Son basically scores from that. Like, did they not what? Did they announce it last year too? No, they didn't announce it last year.
No, Fabrizio Romano is saying it all over the place. Like it's a done deal. Thank God.
Yeah.
Your headphones, I think it's rubbing against your clothes. If you could just
it's fine now. I think it's fine now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You were saying something, Charlie.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. That was a surprise.
Yeah, big up to you, Charlie.
Yeah, big up, guys. And no, I think Fabrizio Romano is saying it all over the place. Like last year was a rumor as well. Like since he got here, it's a rumor for him to leave because we didn't like him. It didn't work out. I feel like we could have spent a lot less money on a Ozil like security guard, right? Like someone to protect him. That could have been cheap. You don't have to pay like over 140,000 a week for that. Yeah, good riddance, man. Apparently there's a God, because we got to get rid of these players. Like it's important for us to like do whatever we need to do, like even if we can't sell these players, because like we got to go places. We can't just wait for them to leave. They didn't work out, but we're a big club. but it's good that we're finding ways for them to bounce.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Now, what about yourself, Azane? What do you think about Saeed Kolasinac?
In a back four or back three, he is terrible. Like going forward, we know he can get. For me, going forward, he's good at getting forward. But for me, when we signed him, what surprised me, he was in the Bundesliga team of the season, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And he got quite. I see his numbers. He got quite a few assists and good games. But the thing is, the Bundesliga is so much different to the Premier League. People need to understand this. Like Granit Xhaka, when he was in Bundesliga, he was playing well. But it's like he came over to England, he played in the Premier League, and he didn't. I don't know what it is. It's like he didn't step up for the Premier League. For me, he's too slow for the Premier League. But Kolasinac, he's had good games. Look, don't get me wrong. Yeah, when he came, he was playing well. But it's when he kept getting moved about. He was going at the back, and then he was going left wing back, and it was just all over the place. Especially in and out of the team as well. That's not good for his confidence either. So that might have an effect on the way he plays sometimes.
To me, I feel like if we were all to say what's his problem, I would say his decision making is weak.
Yeah.
When a weak part of his game, like he can get forward. That's not.
Yeah, he can.
There's no question. There's been
He's
a lot
quick,
of players
strong,
where we're like, yeah, he knows how to do that part of his game. It's just a little bit of the rest is missing. It's like he's missing a crucial part of his game, and I just don't know how you miss. How do you miss that? Like that just little ball, just play the ball across the box to somebody that's wide open. He can't do that. He always hits the first man, or there's somebody literally.
Has he gone then? Has he gone?
Yeah,
has he actually left now? Is that it?
It's pretty much done.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
He can only officially leave tomorrow, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard the papers are signed already. I heard it's all signed. They just got to announce it.
They just have to wait and announce it.
Yeah,
but I think it's pretty much
a mad thing, isn't it? Like I don't know if you did, but I didn't follow the Bundesliga back then. But he got best left back in the league, and Alaba was playing really well back then. He was still in his prime. I don't know what it was. Maybe the physicality that he has in the Bundesliga was more like amazing than it is in the Prem, because there are a lot of big guys in the Prem. Because he's not a good crosser of the ball. His decision making, as Egal said, is just terrible. So I really don't know what it is. And if I'm Schalke and I'm relying on Kolasinac to stop me from getting relegated, I'm crazy. But let them be crazy. It's
How
not
much
our
did we
problem.
get him for?
They're actually bringing him back to be the captain.
Oh, really?
He's coming back. Saeed Kolasinac is going back to Schalke to save them from getting relegated and to be their captain.
I think he'll make a difference to their team.
You think so?
I think he will. Yeah, he's experienced. I think he was there for a long time. He had a good career when he was there. His last spell when he was there. You never know. He's a legend. Not a legend there, but compared to the team that's there now, him coming in it's more like a David Luiz thing when he come in at Arsenal. He's having that leader. He could be a leader for Schalke.
I don't know if you could ever say he's a legend. I think you kind of pushed it when you said that. But
not legend,
of course,
no, not a legend like a big legend, but like for Schalke. Because when he was there, how long was he there for? And like how he was thought of by everyone there. That's what I'm trying to say in that way.
I'm assuming he stayed there for like 4 seasons, maybe 5, because he's not that old, and he stayed with us for a while as well.
His wife's already out there.
Oof. Yeah, he's got all his families out there. I saw. So I read something about. Got quite a few family members there.
I do have a favorite. I do have a team that I prefer in the Bundesliga. That's Mönchengladbach, just because my fiance's family is from Mönchengladbach. But every single Arsenal fan needs to root for Schalke now, because the only way he's going to stay permanently is if they stay in the first division, and I think it's not looking good.
No, but look at it this way: even if he doesn't stay, he's still gone, because his contract runs out at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's June, isn't it? Is it June? I think it runs out.
I was so confused with the whole situation. I kept reading news, and it's only going to be permanent if they stay in the first division. But I'm like, yeah, his contract's up. Like, he should only be here for another 6 months. Like Socrates, like Mustafi, Ozil.
Yeah,
I think he will sign at Schalke.
So it is breaking news, guys. He's going to return to Schalke. Now let's get to some of these comments, people. What are they saying? They did not announce it. Barcelona want Mustafi. Your points on that? So dumb.
And good for
Barcelona,
us.
Barcelona, if they want Mustafi, we'll give him to them for free. What do you call it? They have announced it. It's
Yeah,
on
they have,
Instagram.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, really?
Let me check.
They've already announced
Egal.
it.
Egal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've actually read that Barcelona want Mustafi as well, but they want Bellerin for 22 mil.
I'll take that.
What are they on?
I'll take that.
What are they on?
Yeah. Because he come through the academy, didn't he? We didn't really pay. I don't know if we paid anything for him. Might have been little money.
No, we paid peanuts. We paid peanuts.
That's it.
'cause we
It's
got him on the
confirmed.
save.
Sky Sports confirmed it now.
Is it?
What I heard?
Yeah, back
what
to
I heard
return on
was
loan. Yeah.
no TD shifts, right, Egal? You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he does this, like he investigates transfers and all that. Big him up. I think he told me that apparently the new president that's coming is friends with Bellerin's family. They want to
Oh, I
like
heard that.
bring
Yeah.
him back. It's something like that because football wise, it doesn't make sense. 22 mil. I take 5 for him, man. Like I don't rate him whatsoever.
How much would we get for Mustafi, you reckon?
You know what else I heard? I heard Schalke is also going to try to get another Arsenal player to save their season. They're not only going for
Nelson.
Said.
It could be Nelson on loan.
Could it be?
I reckon
Could
it
be
could be.
Nketiah on loan as well. A
Because
bunch
he's
of our
played in the
kids.
Bundesliga already. He's played there.
Yeah, he has. He has played in the Bundesliga.
But I want him to go
Hey.
to a Premier League club. I want him to go to a Premier League club or something.
Yeah,
So he needs that experience.
I think if he was in the Premier League playing, he wouldn't be as good as Azzi, but he could do what Azzi's doing currently at Palace. Because Azzi at Palace is putting in work.
He's a baller. He's a baller.
Wait,
Azzi's
who
an
do you compare him
absolute
to?
baller.
He's ridiculous.
Ezzy at Palace, Crystal Palace.
He was at
No, yeah,
Arsenal
but
when he was
who,
younger as
who
well.
was the Arsenal player you compared him to?
Oh, Reece Nelson.
I think Reece Nelson is like a shelf below.
He was at Arsenal as well when he was younger.
Yeah, he was.
And he got
really?
released. Yeah, he got released
Yeah,
when he was
Ezzy
younger.
got released.
I mean,
Yeah. He didn't get a scholarship.
teams are always going to mess it up sometimes.
Yeah.
No, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. But yeah,
You can't all make it.
I think it's the Here We Go, and Sky and everybody have announced it.
Yeah, it is. I literally see it.
I think that's sick. Let's get Stephen Fleetley on. Stephen Fleetley wants to come on.
Oh yeah.
Stephen's in the house now. In the meanwhile, it does look like Arsenal's official Twitter have announced it. Let's get this up on the let's get the screen share up on the board, people. Now, people in the comment section, talk to me. What do you guys think about this? Arsenal's already getting people out. They're getting people in. I'm happy. Are you guys happy? Because this is what we need. This is what we need. If we were going to get people in and out, these are the kind of moves I want to see in and out. I want to see these moves happening. So Saeed Kolasinac, best wishes for your return to Schalke. Good luck for the rest of the season, Saeed. Arsenal's official Twitter have announced it, and it looks like the move is complete, ladies
Let's
and
be
gentlemen.
honest, though. He has gave quite a bit to Arsenal. He's not like he's always played when he's had to play. He's not moaned, has he? He's not come out and moaned. You got to give it to him.
He's a professional. He's just a bad player.
Yeah.
I would not say he's the worst.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either.
His touches are so bad. It puts you under so much pressure.
Yeah.
As a left back, you need to be good with your touches in tight corners. You can't. Oh, Saeed is back. Welcome home, Saeed.
I have an interesting question. Who do you guys think was a worse left back for us, Kolasinac or André Santos? Because those two were.
I think Santos is.
Oh, Santos, yeah.
Santos is
he was
definitely
overweight. He was overweight, wasn't he, when he was playing for us?
He was.
He was unfit. I don't know how he was playing. He was so unfit. You can see.
Yeah, we got Steven in the house. Steven, what's good?
Not bad. I just had to be rushed back from my infusion, so I'm okay in a minute.
I'm not familiar with an infusion. What is that?
Oh, basically what it is because my what they call, the white of an egg, right?
Yeah.
In its normal form. Essentially what that is albumin, and the way they get it into you when it drops is by doing a transfusion where they stick a line in you and pump it through you, pump it in to top up the level, because my level keeps dropping every week, and that's but at the minute they pretty much said in that what they're doing there is keeping me alive at the minute, and they don't see there's not much they can do to sort of change it, because there is a surgical procedure to the way of doing it, but they've got no access to keep me alive whilst
Okay.
having surgery. So it's
Let's keep it moving on something brighter. Hopefully, bro, you stay healthy in 2021 and you have good health and prosper. You know what I mean? No problems, inshallah. But yeah, man. Talking about Arteta today, we're not going to talk about Arteta. We're going to move on. Said Kolasinac has been transferred out. It looks like Mustafi, Chambers, or Socrates could be on their way out also. But before we finish that, let's finish up the team lineup. Let's finish up that lineup. We got Kesh in the house telling people hit that like button. Big up to Kesh, bro. Big up to Mr. Bongo in the house. Big up to Mustafi and everybody watching. First things first, guys. If you've already missed it, I've done the back four and the goalkeeper. It's pretty straightforward. It's going to be Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Pablo Mari, Tierney. Before you guys complain about Bellerin, I'll let you know that I'm basing this based on what I think Arteta's going to do, not what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Now let's go straight into midfield. Midfield, for me, we've already mentioned Danny Ceballos. He doesn't get into midfield for me. Who gets into midfield for you guys?
I think he'll start Ceballos instead of Nini.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Ceballos might be going back to Real Madrid.
Nah.
January 1st.
Really?
I feel like they're trying to make room for new signings, and they realize Danny Ceballos not cutting the mustard, so they might let him go.
I guess they can't do that. They can do that because he's only on loan, isn't he?
Yeah, but do you really think Real Madrid want him back?
No, it's not that they want him back. Yeah. They have no choice. If we say we don't want him for the remainder of the season, we just give him back.
If that's the case, then I'd hope we would bring back that as someone else, because we're gonna need someone else other than that. And I still think that though he's not cut at Atletico Madrid, I still think Torreira can do something in that midfield.
Yeah. There's
he just had a poor season last season. Back. I mean, you look at the season before, right, and he was on fire.
Who's that player from Barcelona we want to get? The young player. I've read something about that.
Oh, yeah, Ricky Pugh.
I'm not really confident on that one though.
Let's not.
No,
get
the
into
only thing I will say. Oh, sorry. Before we carry on with that, it's just the only thing I'd say with Arsenal and signings in a minute is that unless they've got serious money at their hands, I only see Arsenal looking at sort of good talent within like the lower Premier League clubs, so like your Brightons and stuff like that, because there are decent players there that we can pick up. Because no top quality player is going to come into the side with the mess that we're in.
That's not true.
Championship got some good players as well.
You don't need to buy the most top quality players. You can turn players into superstars. You don't have to buy.
But I don't think
Mane and Salah were not superstars before they came to Liverpool. Now you can say they're one of the best in their positions.
Klopp, mate, but that's come from good coaching.
Yeah, but that's Klopp.
Yeah, but if your recruitment team brings in, okay, so you guys don't rate Lampard or Oli, but they have quality signings that they brought in.
Yeah, I just feel with Arteta's experience, and I'm not having a guy at him. It's just the fact he's inexperienced. It's not like with Wenger where you could buy those sort of players and then make them like into a Vieira, an Henry, and stuff like that. Is just with Arteta's inexperience, I just don't think there's not actually any proof that he could do that. But the way we're in now is that I think we could pick up decent players, right? For not, I mean, you look at even the Championship. Max Aaron's in Norwich, Jamal Lewis, right?
Cantwell as well. Cantwell from Norwich.
They're either Brighton, Basuma, and these players. You put them in a decent enough team, they'll produce. Right? It's just getting the balance right within the squad, and our squad is beyond non-balanced.
Kesh said that's not true. Look at Mahrez and Conte at Leicester. If you sign the right players, you can turn them into stars. Yeah. It's not because it's Klopp.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we need to do.
I just have a
Is-
bit of reservation with Arteta with his inexperience, and that's not personally I'm going to go at him. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
No
Steven,
problem.
I know you very well. I feel like you have more than a bit of reservation with Arteta, but
No. It's honest. Honestly, it's just looking at it. Just even if I was looking at it for a completely neutral point of view and not biased towards wanting a manager out, this is not me having an agenda against him. It's just
nothing Arteta.
it's just thinking that Wenger could do it because we've seen him do it over the past, but with Arsenal, with Arteta, I'm not so sure. But I'm if he could turn this round, I'm willing to give it to see what he can do.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying is that like what you're saying we can do, like bringing like more scrappy buys, is exactly what we should be doing because Arsenal doesn't need one star. We need like 5 players to help our squad.
But
So I'm not
I
saying
even
that's gonna
think
happen in
those
January.
buys
I'm
aren't
just
crappy.
gonna.
I
I'm
think
just gonna.
those players are decent enough players. You put them in the
Not
top side.
scrappy.
Oh, scrappy. Sorry, I misheard you, mate. Sorry. It's that
No,
Brazilian tone, mate.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. It's the accent. I want Buendia, for example. He wouldn't be that expensive.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Bundia, we all would take him. I feel like if we get in a Bundia, he could go up a level. But right now in our midfield, we have Granit Xhaka. To me, Granit Xhaka starts this game. I don't know about you guys. What do you think?
Yeah. He's had 2 good games, so
I'm with
I wouldn't
you.
change it.
I'm with
I
you.
wouldn't change it.
It's just
Yeah.
at this point, yeah, you can't change a winning formula. You can change it, be proactive sometimes, but in this situation, Granit Xhaka, before the game, we at halftime we were saying he didn't perform well because we got the result. We overlook his performance, but realistically, he did not have a great game last game
Yeah.
against Brighton.
I don't think anyone had a really good game against that.
Saka did.
We had a good second half.
Yeah.
They were good. Yeah, they had a good second half, but I think in general that
Tierney
game
had a
was
really good
pretty.
game. I don't know about you.
That game was more
Really?
like that game was more like the Man United game. It was pretty much dead, and it was that one moment with Lacazette that really was the difference in the game.
I think that Chelsea game took a lot out of us, though. That Chelsea game.
Yeah,
Because we put
yeah.
everything into that game, didn't we?
Mm.
And then we played the same team again 24
And
hours
plus,
later.
it
Or
is
48
Christmas.
hours.
You're playing games every 3 days. So
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I feel like Arteta kind of like found his starting lineup for the players we have currently. The only way I see him changing a couple of names is like for rotation purposes, just to rest some players. Maybe Martinelli, like he just came back from injury, playing 3 games in a row. Maybe that's not the smartest thing. But if everyone's fit, it should be the same lineup that played against Chelsea.
We ain't
Well,
got
I'll tell
time
you
to.
what,
We ain't got time to
I'd
rest him players.
Marley, Marley, we all know you from Brazil, right? So,
Mhm.
have you heard from Arsenal that they're sending back Willian and David Luiz?
I mean, I don't feel like those news are stronger in Brazil than they are in the UK, but I read it everywhere, man. That the snake and he wants to get rid of the
I was
snake.
only hopeful that they'd put him on a one-way flight home.
I mean,
Look,
when we get to transfers, I'll talk more about it, but Egal wants to touch this.
yes, let's read
Yeah, go
what
on.
Kesh is saying. Arteta is known to be a good coach, not a manager, so I don't think there's any evidence that he can sign good buys.
That's
Now,
right.
like, yes, he had a torrid time, but Arsenal, it doesn't mean you shouldn't sign a few gems. Arsenal are struggling at when teams play with a low block. That is very true. Another
Do you
thing here we
think?
have second.
Yeah, go on.
We have an opportunity. 2 games. We are the same. Yeah, second half we had an opportunity, and then we need good young players like Mendia to come into the team with legs, footballing brain, unlike some of the dead footballers we have at this club that don't move. And then big up my guys. Happy New Year to all you guys watching so far. Now,
Can I just also make a
Can I
point? Is
respond to
that
Cash?
I do think.
yeah,
Hang on,
one second.
I was gonna say is that I think wasn't it? I heard that Arteta used to come from obviously from Guardiola, but as a defensive coach, right? So would that explain why he plays a low block all the time?
Do you think he was the defensive coach for Guardiola?
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
what I heard. That's what I heard in the news.
That makes sense why their defense became so shit
Yeah,
when he left.
yeah, but not so much that because I think they were failing before we picked him up. But it's more the fact that why he plays so defensive in a low block sort of. I mean, if it gets his results, I don't really care how he plays, but
Yeah.
it would explain why he's not playing the same football as Guardiola is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is
These guys are
Guardiola.
having a whole conversation in the chat. It's starting to get crazy. So, Kesh, we saw what? Look at the
Yes,
players we signed. We got brilliant players.
that's what I wanted to say. Like
You don't know what
this
I mean.
last transfer
And
window.
then he says that's bullshit. What are they talking about?
Yeah, this last transfer window, we got Partey, Gabriel Magalhães, and Willian. One didn't work out. The other two are maybe our best players this season. I mean, now
Okay,
Martinelli and Saka are
let's
starting.
move on. Let's move on with the team sheet so we can move on. El Neni gets in next to Pate. Emil Smith Rowe on the 10. Do you guys
Yeah.
agree?
Mm-hmm.
Play him 3 games in a row.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
Smith Rowe get 3 games in a row? Because
Yeah.
Zane, you were right on the money. You said, of course, he's a young kid. He's going to get to play again. Do you think if you could predict it again, are you going to go with the same starting?
Look, he's hungry. He's young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. I'm not gonna say everyone's got to recover. Yeah. It don't matter what age you are. If you play in 3 days, but he will. He won't change it. He won't change it because if he changes it, that's when and something goes wrong. That's when he's going to be under pressure. And if he puts the same team out, there's no excuse for them. The only excuse for them is they've played in they've played a lot of games in a certain amount of time, and that's the only reason. But for me, he has to start. He has to start.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
mean, what
guys
other
in the comment
alternative
section. Emil Smith Rowe, are you starting him? Go ahead.
What other alternative do you think? I think could you play possibly? Could you play Saka in there and put Pepe on the right?
No, Saka on the right
No way.
is his best position.
Trust me, he cuts
Well,
in.
I
And
thought
he's
Saka
so
was
good.
better as a left winger.
No,
You can
on
see
the
it.
right, he's more
Yeah.
dangerous.
Mm.
It's just, I mean, on the left, he's gonna create more chances for his for the other players. On the right, he's gonna be more of a threat to score.
Well,
But
okay. Wouldn't you? In that case, wouldn't you put? I don't know, Martinelli.
I
Man,
feel like Martinelli should be the one rested. He just came back from a long injury. He played
That's
6 in
the
a
only
row.
problem
He
as
got a
well.
nick in 2 games. So I'd rest him. I'd play Saka on the left and Pepe on the right.
This
And
is why I
have him on
say
the bench.
if I see a different team, I could understand why.
Yeah.
These guys are in a whole different world in the thing. Willian is more to do with Edu than Arteta, in my opinion, says Fresh. And they're talking about how the Willian signing is an Arteta signing, and they're just having a whole fight about that. Now, Willock, would you guys get Willock in? We got someone here saying Willock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Willock is of the level right now. He's shown that he's a level behind Emil Smith Rowe. Emil Smith Rowe is younger than him and is already further in his development.
Arteta likes him.
Yeah,
though,
but
doesn't
I don't think Williams are more Smith Rowe is a more natural cam than Willock.
Yeah.
I mean, Willock, I feel just because Willock's more physical, but he doesn't defend that well. Like he likes playing very advanced football as well. I don't know, Willock. I like him. He tries very hard. Like you can't blame him for not having the effort, but he's not going to be at the level we need if our ambitions go back to where they should belong. I feel like he could become our Lingard or something. He's like an average player.
He's still young, yeah. He's still got a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Next, we're gonna go to Saka. Saka on the right. I feel like the lineup I put Martinelli in there just because this is. But I picked the team that played against Chelsea, in my opinion. So then we got Saka. Saka, if he's healthy, he starts on the right. I don't know about you guys. If he's healthy, that's where he starts. Nobody takes him out of that spot.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely dangerous. He played 5 games on the right wing. He scored or assisted 5 times.
Yeah, I think the only problem I see is that playing in 3 games on the bounce within the space of 3 days in between. That's why if he was dropped and was Pepe was put in there, I wouldn't I wouldn't be jumping up and down, screaming and shouting about it, to be honest.
No, the guy
And
who
then
could be
Pepe,
dropped.
and then to be fair, Pepe's not been that bad, right? Compared to some of the natural starters, right? Pepe's usually been the one that's quite
1 second. Kesh is in the house. Kesh,
performing.
what's good?
It's not them.
Cash.
Chilling. Yo, Kesh had a lot of things to say to me the other day about Lacazette. So I'll throw it over to you. Lacazette, Kesh. Lacazette, to me, he starts over Aubameyang. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. Yeah.
I
But
wanna take a
then
second.
what about the people who say to you? 1 second. What about the people who say that he's been better than Martial this season? He's better than Timo Werner this season. We should keep him and we should give him a new deal. We can't hear you, bro.
Delusional. That's what it is. It's delusional. Honestly, can you not hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying they're being delusional. They're being delusional. Absolutely delusional. Like, us fans, like, we tend to forgive too easy. Like, we jump on a bandwagon as soon as a player puts in one good performance.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, time is moving on. We need a striker here and for the future. And we can't rest on our laurels and say, give Lacazette a new contract and see how it goes. And just wait there and
That's
wish
a gamble.
and hope
That's
that
a gamble.
Can I just also add actually something? Can I just also add, if you same with Lacazette, if obviously you tried it with a Aubameyang, I've got a feeling Arteta will try and go with Aubameyang again. I don't think it'll go with Lacazette again. I think the reason he went with Lacazette against Chelsea is because Aubameyang was still injured. But with in terms of Aubameyang, I wouldn't play Aubameyang at the front. I'd put him on the left wing. I'll put Smith Rowe as a CAM, Saka as a right winger, and then I'll put Martinelli up front.
What do you think about that?
Personally, I see Martinelli's future as a striker, but I think for now he's still learning his game, and on the wing is his best position for now.
Yeah.
It's just the thing is that whenever Aubameyang has been performing, it's usually been off the left wing.
Yeah, no, I get that, and you can see it was a major problem. Like, Martinelli didn't have the best of games against Brighton, but there was a reason for that because Aubameyang was trying to take up a lot of his space over there. He just instinctively pushes out to the left, and
it's what Henry used to do, instinctively drift to the left.
Yeah, so it didn't help Martinelli one bit. But in terms of our long-term future, like if you look at the way we played against Chelsea, you saw the energy from the youth, you saw the pressing was in sequence with the front four. Everyone was with it. And we lacked that against Brighton. Like, obviously, I didn't go into the Brighton game expecting us to blow them away, but I expected the pressing to be the same, and it wasn't. And for me, that is a major problem. That's going to be a major problem over the next year or so if we don't start barking up our ideas and thinking about our personnel that's going to be playing at this club.
I feel like the last player we should drop, I mean, not drop because he actually didn't start last game, but I feel like Lacazette's got to score. I mean, he's got to start. Like, he's been performing well, and it's not about, like, renewing his contract and letting him stay longer. He's not at that age where I want to do that because he hasn't showed enough. But it's about increasing his value for when we sell him.
That's true, yeah.
It's good that he's scoring goals now.
I generally don't think his value will increase no matter what. Like, you're forgetting that after the season, he's going to have 1 year left. Ideally, you're probably looking at about 25 to 30 million.
He's 29 years old now.
But if he didn't score whatsoever this season, maybe we couldn't even get that. That's not a bad amount.
That's just, this is all if Arsenal actually will sell him. I mean, for goodness sake, they're stuck with David Luiz for another year.
Yeah, but the reason why we're stuck with David Luiz is because this club hasn't got their ideas bucked up.
That's what I'm saying. Do you really think they'll sell Lacazette?
There's a difference though, because we had so many people that's still on a contract that's going out. Like, I'm expecting us to spend a lot of money come the summer because we're gonna have to. It's not even that I expect them to. We're going to have to because we're not going to have enough personnel to actually carry on throughout the season.
Okay, so guys, the last 10 minutes, I want to do score predictions, okay? So just before we do, we're going to do score predictions now. And I'm just going to go live on Twitter on Periscope. 1 second. So yeah, so we're going to do score predictions, guys, for this preview for the West Brom versus Arsenal game. And I want to know from you guys, each person, before we get into it, what do you think is going to happen? And are we going to start 2021 the same way we started 2020 with being undefeated again? Because if you guys remember, we went undefeated for 6 games, and that quickly turned into our worst season. So yeah, just before we get started, let me just cue that intro for the people.
It's amazing what.
You were gonna say something before I put the intro out. What were you gonna say?
It's amazing what a year makes.
Yeah, it does. Now let's get into it. So preview for the game. This game, if you guys don't remember, last time we played them at the Hawthorns, we drew 1-1, and it was that game where Cullum Chambers gave a penalty away, I think, in the dying minutes of the game. Now,
hang on, we lost that.
No, we drew that game, didn't we?
No, we lost it.
It was 1-1.
I remember I remember the troops and DTs ran afterwards.
Okay, so it must have been a different game.
I was in the pub with my dad.
Because I know for a fact we drew the last game that we played West Brom 1-1 at the Hawthorns.
Did we lose it at home?
Either way, we didn't win it, so I'm not bothered.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna get to Cash first. Cash, give us your prediction for the game, bro.
It's gonna be a tight game. I'm gonna go for. We're at the Hawthorns, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for 2-0.
2-0? Okay. And then Zane?
2-1. Personally, I think it's going to be hard to break them down because he's going to set them up like quite strong at the back and stuff, and be hard for them. It'd be hard for us to break them down. Basically, that's what I think. But we'll see.
Okay. Stephen?
I'll be very surprised if he sets up defensively, but he shouldn't have to. 1-0.
1-0. Okay. And then Charlie?
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't think it's going to be a tough game, but it's not going to be as easy as beating, Chelsea. I'm backing Cash. I think it's going to be 2-0. It's my first win prediction in a while.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because before this, we were predicting all losses or draws, right? But I think we're facing West Brom. Sam Allardyce is going to try to do his best impression of parking the bus, doing his thing, playing. What is it? Default 6-4-1 or whatever he plays.
That's one extra field player, for sure. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's going to set up really defensive against Arsenal on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those games. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another 1-0 win. I could see that. Couldn't you guys? It's a struggle to get the goal.
Yeah, I got a feeling I'll probably end up falling asleep.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So I take a 1-0 victory with an own goal. I don't care. I just want us to get points right now.
Literally.
Yeah, that's all it's about. It's not about. We don't have to go out there and destroy the opponent.
Listen,
although eventually we want to see us.
We need to take a leaf out of Man United's book. Like, if you look at some of their performances, it's not been the greatest, but it's the points that matters. Listen, if you have to scrap it and get the point, you get the point.
True.
I think the way things are at the minute, we just need to get to 40 points and then just worry about it. Look, worry about
relegation, bro. Stop. It's not going to happen.
No, this is what I'm saying, is to get the 40 points on the board, then we can start worrying about other stuff in terms of transfers and stuff like that afterwards.
But if you think about it, we have a really nice run of games, like of 5 straight games that we're fully capable of winning. If we win most of those, we should be at 8th.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Last time I did
Don't
that.
do that, Charlie,
Don't
because
do
we all
that.
said that last time.
One
We all
game at a
said that
time,
last
man.
time, right?
I
And we
predicted
all
5
ended up in
wins.
the. Well, I didn't. I didn't say all that,
Oh,
right?
man.
But some fans have, and then
How
they
much
ended
points
up
did
in
we
the
end up
dirt.
getting from those 5 games?
I'm not.
Okay,
Right.
so
This
we
is what I'm
lost
saying.
4.
Take one game at a
Oh,
time
We lost
and
2
just
I'm
let.
not.
games.
This is not a prediction, fellas. I'm just trying to stop the doom and gloom.
Marley, if you want to be really clipped and memed, I'd shut up right now.
Charlie. Okay, yeah, let's talk about this. There's a whole set of fans that genuinely believe that we could still get top 4. Is it even a realistic option to look at that?
Nope, it's not a
TD
realistic
thinks we're
option.
still getting third.
Europa
It's
League.
not a realistic option.
Like, no joke.
TD still
I
thinks
don't
we
know
can
what.
get third.
Yeah,
Bro, I don't know
TD
what
still
they're
thinks
saying
we can
in
get third.
Australia.
He was literally arguing with Prime over this on my last stream, and I'm like, TD, what have you been smoking? I want some.
Listen, where does he live? Australia or New Zealand?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Australia. I said he must be said honestly,
Yeah,
I know how
they
you
got
get
the
third.
good stuff. They got the good stuff over there.
No,
Definitely.
You gotta
Kesh. I
keep in
said,
mind.
do you know how they get no, do you know how they get third? It's
Huh.
because he reads the table upside down. He's in Australia.
Oh man.
Jesus Christ!
Bro,
Why?
he
You gotta keep in mind.
also said Lampard and Ollie would be sacked by December.
By January. And he still
No.
believes it.
No, but some people,
No, guys. Why do I?
Oh no, end of the season. No.
I
Lampard
think-
might, but Ollie's not.
Let Charlie get
Ollie's
his
not.
point in.
Ollie's not.
I gotta defend my friend. TD gets confused when he says I mean, by the way, Lampard might be gone by January, but when he says January, he actually means the summer, the end of the
Yeah.
season. I've
Yeah.
spoken
Yeah.
to him multiple times. I don't know why he gets confused, like he shouldn't, but
It's
he
because
does.
he's Australian, so January's the summer.
Exactly, but and I should we gotta respect his opinion because Australia is hours ahead. He literally comes from the future. Maybe he's seen Arsenal get there already, but
Listen,
I
time is
I don't think
linear.
we're getting top 4, but it's not as crazy as thinking we're getting relegated. It's not.
Listen,
No.
Manchester. Entertain this, guys. Entertain this. 1 second, Steve. Entertain this. Manchester United were 14th last year. They ended up turning their season around with a January signing and finishing the top 4. I know at this point it seems unrealistic for Arsenal, but
Listen,
entertain this. What would be the blueprint? What would Arsenal need to do for us to turn around our season and get top 4?
The difference is Man United was only a playmaker, a talisman
Well, I got one
away,
option, but you
Concede
won't
less
like
goals.
it.
a
Concede less goals.
talisman away from actually elevating themselves up the table. Arsenal is more than one player away from doing that. It's not just one player that we need. That's just going to suddenly push us up the table. So
Need like
you
4
can't compare
players.
the two. You
Yeah,
can't
but if
compare
we
the
get
two.
like 3 players that we need, maybe we'll have a good run. I don't think we're finishing top 4. But
Do you
there's
know
a
what
hope.
we need? Honestly, I think the one thing we need is some creativity,
I
right?
think,
Smith Rowe cannot be used for the rest of the season,
of course
and
not. Of course
we
not.
Too
all
much
rely
pressure
on
on him.
him. But that's
It's too much
not
pressure.
fair. We
Of course
need
not.
someone to come in front of him, right, in that 10 role. Basically, we need a replacement for Ozil.
But that's
Yeah,
the position
yeah.
I know Arsenal's going to bring someone
And
for.
They're definitely going to bring someone in there, but it just
they've
depends
got
on who,
to.
innit? It depends on who. We
I think
can't.
it's going to be a loan.
It's
Alone.
all if and buts, yeah. But it all depends on who we bring in. Like, because
Yeah,
we
but
can
Because
all
we're
end up
going to teams like West Brom. We're going to
we
teams
can
like West Brom, and we're worried about creativity.
we can end up bringing in another Willian. So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, but Cash,
Honestly,
if you think about it, like we've been linked to a lot of names. I take every single one of them. If you think about it, like Buendia, good. Sabitzer, good. Brent, maybe a little,
no,
like maybe a little less, but good.
but
Guys, we got a
Sabitzer is
super
not
chat. 1 second.
Sabitzer don't play in a 10
Yeah,
role.
he's not.
One
No.
second.
doesn't play in a
Let's
10
just
role.
read this,
He's more
and then we'll
creative
get
than
on
we
to it. So Shademan 393 brought in a £5, five Canadian dollars super chat, and he says, "Give us a realistic 3 signings we should go for in January." And I feel like I know who my 3 are, so I'll go first. I would go for a Bundia, I would go for a Basuma, and I'll go for Lamptey. So those are my 3.
Lamptey isn't
Steven?
realistic though. Lamptey isn't realistic.
Okay, then go to Norwich and get what's his name?
Cantwell's a good
Max
player.
Aaron. Max Aaron. So I would get 3
I don't even think
2
that's even
midfielders
realistic.
and a right back.
That's not realistic though, because you're taking 2 of Norwich's main players when they're pushing for promotion. they're not going to exactly go and let you take Max Aarons and Buendia at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I would go to Brentford
My
and
God.
I would get a backup goalkeeper because
Yes.
Runnerson is not cutting the mustard. I would go get a
think-
backup goalkeeper, and that's
Cutting
a
the
really
mustard. I could have caught that shot.
You know what?
That's
Yeah,
that's
That's
how
how
we get
bad it
relegated.
was.
well.
If
I
Leno
wouldn't-
gets injured.
You know what? From what I've been reading, I wouldn't put it past us to go and get 3 players. I think what the club's going to do is they're going to attempt to start their summer business from the January window. That's what they're going to try to do.
Yeah. So who you guys gonna get? Because I would go get I would get a keeper. I don't know who. Maybe even go to Stoke and just get Jack Butland. Be like, get him out of there. Bring him as a
I
backup.
would take Jack Butland. I would.
Yeah, because he's cheap, super cheap.
I said that in the.
No,
I
I
said that
rate
in
him. He's a good keeper. He's a good
I
keeper.
said that in the summer though. We should have gone and got Jack Butland.
Yeah, so Jack Butland's realistic. Buendia and Basuma. Steven, who you going for? 3 guys.
Oh God, this is where I usually do my research. Someone to be in that 10 role. Grealish is not going to be realistic. Cantwell. It'd be a tough ask to get him out of there, but I'd take him. Basuma.
Yo, is Jack Butland at Palace?
I think so. I think Palace did sign him.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
That's what I said in the summer. We should have gone and got him because he was available.
Yeah. Okay, continue, Steven.
I would say. Do you know what? I'd take any goalkeeper over Renison, to be honest.
Would you take the
Right.
guy from Brentford?
Raya.
To be honest, right, I'd take, like I said, I'd take any goalkeeper, and for the fact that if it's true that the goalkeeping coach recommended him, he should have been fired on the spot.
He worked with him before, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, well, honestly, they should go with him and go back.
The thing is, he should be fired on the spot. But then again, it's all about the club module. It's all about the club being cheap. He offered an option that is cheap.
But
It's as
guys,
simple as that.
if you don't remember, Runnerson came to be a 3rd choice goalkeeper. Like he was gonna be a 2nd choice for this season. He didn't come to be 2nd choice.
Yeah. It was second. Yeah.
He was number 2 in France,
Because
wasn't he?
we
He was
wanted
number 2.
the Brentford keeper, didn't we?
Exactly. David
Remember, we
Raya.
was being linked. We were saying that they're gonna sign 2 keepers.
Yeah, exactly.
That
It was
just
supposed to be
meant-
David Raya and this guy.
Matt Mason was meant to go out.
His contract's running out. He's gone
Yeah.
in January. I mean, in summer. Now, let's go back to that super chat. Kesh, who's your 3 signings if you have one?
My
And you guys,
3
the rest of you guys, think of it while you're.
Realistically,
got mine.
my 3 would be Basuma. Because when you think about it, yeah, we don't only need a backup for when Partey can't play. We need someone in the same mold. We also need a centre mid that can play next to Partey, and we also need a cam that can play ahead of Partey. So that's 3 people in the span of midfield, whether it's a deep line playmaker or a number 10. So 3 players are needed. So I would go for Basuma and I'll go for Carlos Soler at Valencia. We all know that they're in financial difficulties right now. That's the advantage that Arsenal should be taking.
Yeah.
My third.
Samuel, do you want to read this?
No,
My
but
guy.
he hasn't said the 3rd
Yeah.
yet.
Shadman
My
has
third-
been happy. We've got another $5 donation. I send Pepe back on loan to Lille and get Ronaldo Sanchez on loan from there. Get Buendia and Roger Ibanez. Promote Macy as backup keeper.
Yeah,
I
promote
want to talk
Macy.
about Roger Ibanez.
Yeah.
He's a Fluminense player. Fluminense
Macy's-
Academy.
Macy's just as bad as Ronaldson.
Who's the
Just
guy
as bad
that's
as Ronaldson.
a really good right back for River Plate? I forgot his name. He plays for River Plate.
Listen, we don't need gambles right now. We don't need gambles right now.
No.
We need to go and get
I-
signers that we've seen play at least at a decent level right now. That's not going to be a gamble. We've taken a gamble with Rannersons, so I don't see why we should go and take a gamble with a right back from Boca Juniors. And the keeper is definitely the 3rd option. I don't know who I would recommend, but we definitely need a backup keeper because The seasons we got a long way to go, and remember we're still in the Europa League. It will be shameful if we was to get Leno out injured for a period of however long, and not have a keeper adequate enough to step up.
True.
So wouldn't you say that, would you promote Messi for the cup game and see how he plays in that?
He's just as bad. I saw him make a mistake in one of the games that he played this season. Like, he's just as bad.
That's right. Apparently, there's someone younger, right? Apparently, there's like an under 18 or under 20,
Yeah, I've seen
whatever
him.
goalkeeper
Yeah.
that's supposed to be like hot stuff.
The Nigerian guy.
Yeah,
Big
Nigeria.
guy,
yes,
really big for his age.
He's rated very highly.
That's not
It's too early to
realistic.
throw him in, though.
Ramos.
But it's not realistic.
Ramos?
Definitely not realistic.
Ramos?
Never
Sergio
happened.
Ramos.
Wow.
That's not realistic.
They would not sell.
No.
He wouldn't leave Madrid.
No, the thing is, he would fit our. What we need is a leader. He would be a leader right away. He would be the captain immediately. When he walks into the door, he's the captain.
Not if he's coming in on 450k.
No,
That's not gonna happen.
yeah.
Come on,
Stop that
this
idea.
is not real.
No.
Tim Krul.
That's repeating the same mistake over again.
Tim Krul, nah.
No, I'll take Fabianski back if that's
I'll take him back. I'll take him back.
Yeah,
He ain't gonna
100%.
leave. He's getting first team football. Why would he leave?
Yeah, if you care about your career, you don't leave
true.
West Ham to come to Arsenal to be a backup.
Yeah.
When you're already a starter and the fans treated you the way they did. If you guys remember how we treated him.
Well, true. Yeah, he wasn't treated well because he wasn't good enough at the
He
time.
wasn't good enough at the time.
And he was a starter for Poland, right? And we told him sit on the bench for the up and coming Polish keeper, and he lost his job. He lost his Polish starting spot to Szczesny because of us.
Oh yeah.
But Szczesny was always better than him, though.
No, I get that, but it was literally right before a competition. It was right
Euro
before your European tournament. We did that
Well,
to him.
if you're not good enough, why are you going to, you know what I mean?
But then it was Fabianski that helped us win the 2014 FA Cup.
Yeah, but in the final, he ran out of the goal for no reason.
That's his job.
Both the goals, he was kind of at fault.
He weren't consistent with his performances. That's what it was.
Kesh is hilarious. I love Kesh.
No, that's his job, bro. I'm just brutal, bro. That's his job.
Listen,
Yeah, but unlike Szczesny, he didn't really cause a problem, did he? He didn't really do anything, did he? It wasn't until he went to AC Milan that he actually started playing.
Okay,
no, but Szczesny, Szczesny was never about quality. He was just very naive. He always had the quality, and that's why he is the people that he is now.
Let's do this. Ozil's thing was on Twitter today, and he said Aaron Ramsey and Ozil are for him are legends at Arsenal.
No chance. There's no chance. Absolutely no chance.
What have they done to be? They ain't done nothing.
I saw someone say today.
I don't know that name.
I saw someone say today that Ozil's just a bigger legend than Dennis Bergkamp.
Oh, come on.
Oh, fuck off.
Come
You lost
on.
your mind.
It was a little kid who said that, yeah.
Whoever says that is not an Arsenal fan. Needs to go watch their fucking DVDs.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No. Never. Look. No. I'm even going to put my camera on. Right? Right?
I'm joking.
Turn my light on. Right? You see what's behind me?
Oh, shit.
Right?
Zoom in. Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's even signed by Robin Van Persie, right? Right? Signed by Fabregas, Van Persie, Torre, right? Now, I'm sorry. Anyone that says Ozil is better than that legend there, you're a prick. You don't know nothing.
He's on it.
I have got to
Actually,
back
know
that.
nothing.
I've got to back that.
How about this?
Don't
If
ever
you're
put
born-
Bergkamp.
If you're born in
Don't ever put
2003
Ozil on Bergkamp's.
if you're born in
That's an insult.
2003, like some of these guys that have never seen some of these great players play, they're 1 year old when the Invincible happened. They're saying to them, Aaron Ramsey's a legend, or at least minimum a hero,
No,
because of
there was
because
one
of-
time he only did one thing, which is pass it backwards.
No, but you have to, Steve. What you have to understand is, for some of these guys, they have not seen us win the league.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think Samuel has seen us
I
win the
get
league.
that, Egal, but I've never seen Rocastle. I never really got to see Ian Wright because I was only 4 years old. Rocastle I didn't get to see because before I was born. But when I actually educated myself and watched the history of football and watched the history of my football club, I realised that these players are legends, right? And I would never put them on the level of put Özil on the level of Rocastle, right, Bergkamp, and all these other players as well,
He's
right?
done nothing.
Cliff
He's done
Bastin
nothing.
even. Cliff
He's done
Bastin
nothing.
goes ahead of fucking Özil.
Listen,
I
you've
put-
done
I put-
nothing.
Guys, say what you want. I put Aaron Ramsey in a hero category because
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
he's done is heroic. It's
he
not.
is
It's not a
but he's not a
legend.
legend.
Would you take him back though? That's the question.
Would I take him
I'd
back?
Not
say-
on the
Yeah.
wages.
I'd
Not
take
on
him
the
back.
wages. Not on
I
the
would.
wages.
Not on his
Yeah.
wages though.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
would say his attitude before he left, right, compared to Özil's attitude, right, that's the difference,
Mhm.
right? That's why I rate Ramsey over Özil, right? Because no matter, he knew he was getting shipped out, right?
Mhm.
But he did everything to the
Professional
bag.
throughout.
We would have got
Professional
top four
throughout.
if he didn't get injured. I
Yeah,
swear
if
to
he never
God
got
to
injured,
you
we would
guys.
have got top
If
four.
he never got
definitely.
injured, there's no way we're losing those last couple of games.
He was
because
But
consistent
that's
with his
his fucks
performances.
maybes. But
he was
even then,
amazing against Napoli. And then
Even
If
towards
you-
his, even
if
when he
you're
signed his deal at
younger-
Juventus, he was playing well.
If you're
That's a couple years
younger,
ago.
Ramsey
Oh my
Ramsey is
God.
a
did he
good
leave in
shout for a
January?
legend.
Did he leave in January or the summer?
Wait.
Summer.
Fabregas is not a legend. He's not a Arsenal legend. Please get that out of your head.
No,
He's actually a
Yeah.
Chelsea legend.
I mean,
I will not take him
Ramsey,
back. I will not take him
if you're,
back.
if
I
you're
didn't
much
say
younger-
Fabregas. I didn't say Fabregas is an Arsenal legend. I just say it was
Not you,
signed
not
by
Fabregas
you.
is
I'm
a
looking at the
Chelsea
chat,
legend,
bro.
though.
I'm looking at the chat, not you.
Fabregas
if
is
you're
a Chelsea
younger,
legend, though.
if you're younger and you haven't seen the Invincibles, Ramsey is actually a good shout for a legend. Like, they gotta have a legend that they have seen play.
Legend is the wrong word. It's too strong of a word.
Too
You
strong
got to
of
be
a
there
word,
for a
man.
while and achieve things to be a legend.
You know
You
what I
can't.
mean?
You got to be there for quite a while.
Two
Like-
FA Cups doesn't do that. Two FA Cups
Yeah.
doesn't do
No,
that.
it's like calling
I watched the
Benzema.
Invincibles.
It's like if you're calling somebody a legend, it's like trying to call Giroud a legend because he's one of the top goal scorers in our generation, a younger generation. Like, you can't really do that because Giroud and Theo Walcott are in the top 5 goal scorers for Arsenal doesn't mean they're legends.
No.
There has
You
to
got
be
to
more
achieve stuff as well
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah,
I'm not saying legend or hero. I'm saying idol then, because like everyone needs
Yeah.
an idol, and they can't idol. I mean, you can idolize
I get
people.
you
that
can
that.
haven't
idolize.
seen
You
the
can
Yeah, you can
idolize.
idolize their
You
game.
can idolize a shit player. You could idolize Calvin Jenkinson because you grew up with him. It doesn't mean you're idolizing a great player. You can idolize anybody. Anyone can be your idol. They have to. It's how likable they are. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm trying to
Like-
give
That's what I mean.
Ramsey some
But
props.
you see, that's what I mean about Arsenal fans, though. Yeah, like the things we say out of our mouth is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I see people saying, like the way people talk about Lacazette, and I'm thinking, like, I grew up in a time where I saw the likes of Kanu, Wiltord, Anelka, and you're trying to tell me that
Do you know what? Kanu and
Lacazette is
Wiltord are
good
so
enough.
underrated.
And
that
Elka was
Lacazette is
baller.
good enough. Like the guy that's only scored 14 goals leading this line. You telling me that's good enough for you lot? That's not good
Yeah.
enough for me, Murph. Honestly,
And I do say Wiltord and Kanu were so underrated.
very
Santi
underrated.
Cazorla-
Like, it
not a
was
legend.
Wiltord that won us that game at Old Trafford.
Santi Cazorla is not a
Cazorla is
legend.
not a
Santi
legend.
Cazorla was a great player. A great
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
One of the
You
best
know, if
midfielders we've had.
You know what? Yeah, if Cazorla played 10 years earlier for Arsenal, he'd have been a
Yeah.
legend.
Facts.
Rozovsky is not a legend. Definitely not a
Rosick's
legend.
Visky.
Come on.
He's
The
good
man was
player, good
injured more
player.
than he played.
Brzezinski had more
quality.
success at Borussia Dortmund before he came to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay. What classifies a legend? Somebody asked. To me, you have to win the league,
Consistency.
you have to win the Champions League, or
Scoring
you have to
against
be an
Spurs.
integral piece. You have to be an integral piece to the team to win those
Yeah.
pieces.
And consistent.
And consistent throughout the years. Yeah.
If Unai Emery was to win the league with us, the first person who wins the league with us after Arsene Wenger, the next manager to win the league with us is going to go down as a legend.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's like Klopp.
100%.
Yeah.
What other manager won Liverpool? Their next title was always going to be a legend.
Yeah.
Always going to be a legend.
Klopp is a legend.
And
isn't
right
he?
now we're
Liverpool.
on pace to be Liverpool for the next 30 years. Yeah, it could be 30 years for us to win the league.
Maybe. if we had won 2 seasons ago, I know it's ludicrous to say, but if we had won 2 seasons ago, Aubameyang would have become a legend.
I think, you know what?
It's
First
you
and
got to be
foremost,
crucial in an important league.
I think
Aubameyang
first-
was in here in 2015.
I think
No,
I'm not
he
saying
come in
2015. I'm
2018.
saying Unai Emery's first season.
Yeah, but earlier, if it
Oh,
was earlier,
you mean the Europa League?
No,
yeah,
I'm
17,
I'm
18.
saying the Prem, even though we're far away. I'm just giving an example that
Oh, okay.
Aubameyang was
Yeah.
by far our best player. He would have become a legend.
That
No,
was
you
frustrating,
mean
you know.
Ozil could
We'll
have been a
start with
legend.
Ranieri. Ranieri's always going to be a Leicester legend,
Yeah.
even
Ozil
though
could have been
Arsene
a
Wenger
legend.
pretty much
Yeah.
handed it to him on a plate.
Ozil
Yeah.
could have been a legend if he helped us win that league. He did his best,
Yeah.
but to me,
Or
other people let him
but
down.
then I'm sorry, but then like half of it was the players, half of it was the fact that Wenger didn't sign anyone in
Signing
January.
one. Yeah.
Right, it didn't sign it would only sign a goalkeeper in the summer window.
Yeah.
Right, if he
We
actually
cannot-
went out and actually backed it up with another signing, we would have won that title.
Is Roman Abramovich a legend for Chelsea as an owner?
Yes, the
Yeah.
biggest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
So
we
can you
keep
have?
bantering about how they were established in 2005.
So can we say that Stan Kroenke, if he wins us a league,
No.
should he ever
No.
get in?
No,
that?
I did
Owners,
say. I
listen,
did also say to
Wait,
Monster.
hold on. Listen,
I
owners are
did
not
also say
legends,
to
bro.
Monster when he gave his history lesson. I did miss
Owners
the
are
Monster on
They just pump
Twitter.
money. That's
Hang
what
on,
they do.
I did.
owners
Wait.
are not legends. They're not legends. Let's not
Hang
start
on, can I
creating
just?
categories.
No, Abramovich he's a legend. Ever since he
No,
took
there
over
are owners
He is
that
Chelsea,
a
are
he's
legends.
been the
legend.
most successful
He's a
team in
legend.
England.
man.
No, he's a KGB legend.
That's a nonsense, man. You
Oh,
don't hear.
okay, but
You
he's
don't
also
hear.
a Chelsea
Nonsense,
legend.
bro.
You don't hear
He's also
Barcelona. You don't hear Barcelona fans saying their president's a legend and all that. Man, come on, man.
Oh,
Well,
Let's not
but
start
that's
Can I
creating
just say? Can I
categories.
just say? This also.
that's
You
because
know when
Barcelona
Monster.
was always a great team, and Chelsea were just little Smurfs. And
yeah, it's
under
true. Yeah.
Abramovich, they became like the
Yeah,
most
Yeah, you guys
hang
are
successful
on.
going
team in
really
England.
What I
hard.
did
He
love.
pumped all his money into
Can
the
I
club.
just also add is that what I do love is the fact that his first season 03-04, that Monster wanted to give us this history legend of the T-shirt and everything. I DM'd him and said, "Yeah, that's all right, giving us this history lesson, but you may not notice. Yeah, that was one game in the Champions League that knocked us out. Right? You played us 5 times in that the season. You won one. Right? You spent 128 million. We bought 20 million pound for a goalkeeper. Who finished second? Who was the Invincibles? Oh yeah, right. And then what do you do? Get Mourinho and pump another 200 million down the throat. Right. So by the time you actually won a title, you'd already spent about 400 million.
Listen, Chelsea was supposed to win the season of the Invincibles. The season before that, when Manchester United won, we were supposed to win. Arsenal should have a three titles in a row, but it was our own system, and we were not pragmatic enough to win those games against Manchester United. If we were to win one of those games, we could have flipped the title. It would have been our title.
Well, to be
But yeah, ladies
fair,
and gentlemen,
02, I would say 02-03. Right, I'm just gonna say this now. 02-03. Right, Man United deserved that one. We didn't fulfill it, even though we were playing good. Right, and that's with Chelsea. At whatever stage, we weren't going to be able to sustain what Chelsea were doing in terms of money. So, but if you said to me, if Abramovich would have bought Arsenal at that point,
Go.
and look at it now, I would
Would
have
have been
gone,
gone.
yeah, okay.
listen.
Arsenal
Daniel
would have been gone.
Daniel responds. Daniel Wilkinson, Chelsea fan, says more trophies than Tottenham and Arsenal
Because all of
since
them won in the 2000s.
the
Oh my God.
70s.
Yeah,
Apparently,
but football wasn't established in the 70s, mate.
Ugh. Well, ugh.
Oh,
We were talking about the three players that each one of us would bring in. Then we just
yeah, I
switched.
know.
And then
That
it
just
went on
went.
for like an
Like,
hour.
listen, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. This could happen all day, all night. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Zane, big up to you, bro. So give us your prediction again one more time before you leave.
I think 2-1 Arsenal.
All right, big up to you, Zane. Charlie, what was your prediction?
2-0.
Big up to you, Charlie. Steven, tell people check out your channel.
Yeah, check out my channel, egtv. New Year's Day tomorrow, actually, I'm doing a Q&A session where you can, ask me anything, life, football, Arsenal, whatever, but mainly about liver disease and liver disease and also what the charity does as well. Those are the two main questions that I'd like people to ask as well.
Yo,
But
Kai,
yeah,
shout out to
SB.
Kai.
Guy is a joke.
Stephen, big
What's
up
he
to you.
doing now?
He's taking a piss, as you British people say. But yeah, big up to you, Steve. Thanks for coming on. And guys, don't forget to check out Charlie's channel. Charlie, what's your channel?
Yeah, I mean, not my channel, but I'm hosting an Arsenal show at Sarcasm City TV. It airs Mondays at 9 p.m. UK time. Check it
There
out.
you go. Big up to you, bro. And then Cash, before you go, talk to the people, bro. Tell them, be level-headed, be normal. Because we got some crazy people, bro. And I'm one of them.
Crazy people, man. Yeah, man. As I said, just take it one game at a time. We'll assess what's going on at the club after each game, and hopefully going into the January window. We've already got one player out, so that's a one space freed up already. Hopefully, by the 5th of January, we'll probably have the likes of Mustafi out, Socrates out, and God willing, I don't know, maybe something comes off this Willian rumor that he might be going, you know? But as for the game, as I said, I think it'll probably be 2-0. It'll be tight though. It won't be the most convincing wins. Hopefully, it might not even be a win, but hopefully we can continue the trend of getting 3 points.
Yeah, and yo, guys, big up to you guys watching. Big up to everyone. Happy New Year's. I want to say Happy New Year's, everyone. And I want to say big up to you, Cash, bro, because you've been really integral to helping me do my own thing and branching out. And from the whole time, from when I left Sunny TV to doing my own channel, you've been a big part of helping me out. So I really appreciate you, bro.
That's cool, bro, man.
And you know what? Big up to everybody watching. We're going to keep growing, almost at 2,000 subs. And you know what? I'm just going to keep growing, hopefully keep doing these things. And I'm going to be on the football terrace at 5. I'm going to do a quick basketball video because you guys know I love my ball. And you know what? Check that out too. And I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.